Table Rock Fishing Intel Pro members. Eric Prey, Table Rock Fishing Intel Focus Fishing Guide Service. Got your weekly video fishing report, detailed, longer version for members only. As far as our lake level is concerned, we're at 916.54, which puts us basically a half foot low. Got some rain yesterday, but I don't think we got enough to really budge the lake level much. It might come up half a foot. I kind of doubt it. Not a whole lot of water pumping in from the James or the Finley or the rivers that feed Table Rock. It seems like most of that heavy rain went to our east and is going to fill up Bull Shoals and Norfolk. Water temperature, we're mid 80s pretty much all over the lake, with the exception of the upper reaches of the river where you'll find some upper 80s and low 90s. But the water temperature's about where we expect it to be this time of year. I mean, it is basically the middle of July. And the bite is getting tougher. We'll get into that in a minute. If you have not done so already, please go to the App Store, download the app, and sign in with your Table Rock Fishing Intel website credentials and check the app out. It makes it so much easier if you guys are trying to look at stuff on your phone. The app has it so much more organized. It's got a map where you can pull up all the different reports via the map. If you happen to be on the water when you pull up the map, it'll show your location on the map and the reports that are around you. So check out the app, download the app. You're already members. You already get the app for free. You're never going to have to pay more than what you're paying right now for the app or anything else. So check that out when you get a chance at either the App Store or the Play Store. Fish Recon is what you want to look for. It's the only thing up there under Fish Recon. But if you're going to come down, fish the lower end of the lake. I fished the lower end today. It's the second time I fished it in the past 7 days, and not a fan. Got to be honest with you. It is tough. A little bit of drop shotting. That's about it. Drop shot, a little bit on the spoon, a little bit on the flutter spoon. I think we caught one 2 days ago on a topwater. But for the most part, it is drop shot around cover, whether it be brush piles on points, trees, or dock cables. You got to have cover. Magic depth is somewhere between 20 and 35. If you've got cover at that depth, you'll find some fish around them. Been dropping the shad-shaped cuttail, UV drop shot worm, Chomper's drop shot worm, all those around there. Been dropping the scuba spoon a little bit too. Seems like that spoon bite is better early. About the first hour and a half, maybe 2 hours if you got a little cloud cover, a little bit of wind. But they really seem to turn off of that spoon a little bit early. Kind of the same with the flutter spoon. I've really not thrown it much in the last 3 or 4 days, just because I'm not seeing anything busting either on the surface or below the surface. And really that's what that spoon's designed for, is to get those schooling fish when they're chasing shad and going crazy. Throw that flutter spoon into them and you can catch them doing that. The other bites, you can still catch a few on a big worm up Long Creek. If you want to go up Long Creek, hit those brush piles in about 10 to about 25 foot of water, 10, 12, 14-inch worm, Texas rig it and work it through those brush piles. Still catching a few doing that. Our crankbait bite is going away fast. I really feel like we need some more current to get that crankbait bite going again, and we just don't have it, and I don't think we're going to get it with the rain that we had. I don't think it's going to bring the lake up enough that they're going to turn the dam back on for us with any regularity. So crankbait bites kind of hit and miss. You can go out and catch a few on it. You're better off throwing a heavy cover football jig if you go up Long Creek, or a Carolina rig. Same locations, gravel and rock and gravel points with a roll off on one side or the other, or some brush on it. You can catch those fish throwing those baits as well. Go in the mid-lake area, same deal in the mid-lake area. The mid-lake the mid-lake's been tougher than usual this year, and I'm not exactly sure why. I'm sure a lot of it has to do with fishing pressure, number of tournaments, so on and so forth. But we haven't had a big tournament in almost a month now. So I would expect the mid-lake to start fishing a little bit better. Drop shot rig is still best. Still looking at primarily suspended fish unless you're fishing around brush piles. And again, the magic depth all over the lake for your drop shot rig's been 20 to 25 foot deep. And again, shad shape, cuttail, UV drop shot worm, Chomper's drop shot worm, the baits I like to use on it. And we've been catching quite a few on a drop shot rig in the mid lake, but it's just, it's not, we're not finding big groups of fish. We're not finding big schools of Kentuckies in the trees. We're not finding, you pull up on a brush pile that may be the size of a pickup truck and you might catch 3 fish off of it before, they get wise or just decide to quit biting. So it's not been Katie bar the door like it should be. Spoon's working as well. Scuba spoon around the brush. Doing better around brush piles than I really am the dock cables. The only reason the spoon is a little bit helpful around the dock cables is if you fish the docks for a while and the sun has come up and it's starting to get over top of the cables, you can pitch that spoon up underneath the swim platform on the end of the dock and catch a few more doing that. So keep that in mind as well. And that flutter spoon, again, and I've not thrown it much in the last week just because I've not seen the right conditions. I'm sure those conditions exist somewhere on the lake at any given time. I haven't seen the right conditions. So I do keep it laid on my deck. I do have it ready just in case, but other than that, I've not really thrown it. The jig bite around docks is still pretty strong, but you're going to make a lot of pitches per fish. You're still, if you went out and fished 5-6 hours and did nothing but pitch docks, you'll probably catch 10 or 15 fish. Most of them are going to be better quality fish. But it's not, you're not going to hit one dock and catch 10 or 15 fish off of it. You're going to hit a lot of docks. Best thing I can tell you is look for docks that have brush on them. The fish are really, really relating to wood right now. Brush and treetops, that sort of thing. But if you've got brush on a dock, definitely hit that as well. Go up the James. I was super excited about the James last week. James was a freaking blast last week, and it slowed. It's not nearly as good as it was. I haven't been up there since we got the rain yesterday, so it may be better today than it was over the weekend. But, you can still catch them on a big worm. If I were going up there, I would still have a 10 or 12-inch worm, Texas rig with a 1/2 ounce weight on it, and plan on fishing brush piles with it. The crankbait bite's gotten a little disappointing, not getting near the bites on the crankbait. I think if there's some current up there right now, you could probably catch a few more on a deep diving crankbait. DD22 and the like, but it's not been nearly as good as it was, and a lot of that is because of the lack of current. Since we're only running the dam for about 2 hours a day, it really shuts the current down throughout the lake. The better bites that are happening right now would be with a dual heavy cover football jig, the bigger jig, 5/8 all the way up to the 3/4 ounce with a big trailer on it, the big Versacraw, or a brush hog as a trailer. And look for those fish to be in that 15 to 20, even 25-foot range. Or if you're not a big football jig fan, the Carolina rig is working as well with a brush hog on it. Same locations. The roll-off points are better than just going down to a gravel point. Find a point that's got a good drop on one side or the other, and you're going to find more fish where that drop is. Those fish are moving up and feeding, then back and back down, just like they always do this time of year. White River was up the White River once last week. I did not make it past the bridge, the Shell Knob Bridge. I basically fished from Shell Knob down to Baxter. Drop shot bite was good. Again, everything on cover with a shad shape, cut tail, UV drop shot worm, Chomper's drop shot worm, either on the dock cables, in the treetops, or out of the brush piles. But again, I'm not finding the massive schools of Kentuckys. I'm finding 4, 5, 6 in a tree, catch 2 or 3, and the rest of them get wise and quit biting. So you got to move around a lot on the drop shot. Same deal with the spoon, and the spoon bite again is better early. Seems like you catch a few more early in the day on a spoon from about 6:30 to probably 7:30, maybe 8 o'clock, but keep it handy to pitch it underneath the walkways or underneath the swim platforms on the docks if you're fishing dock cables. Flutter spoon again. I didn't make it all the way up to around Big M, and there's a lot of spots up there I like to throw a flutter spoon in the summertime, and I haven't made it up there in a couple of weeks, so really have not thrown the flutter spoon that much, so don't really have a deal on the flutter spoon. The other bites, you can catch them on a heavy cover football jig. You can certainly catch them on a Carolina rig. Again, look for those roll-off points. The crankbait bite we had up the Kings has slowed, but Nico went out the other day and just absolutely smoked him on a topwater for 2 hours. So if you're going to go up the Kings or go way up the White, I would have a topwater laying on your deck first thing. It's the first good topwater report that I've heard of, I don't know, probably almost 2 months now. So if you're a topwater guy, head to the Kings. They're definitely catching some on a topwater first thing in the morning up the Kings. Guys, we are halfway through July. I know it's only the 10th, so technically a third, but I'm going with halfway because I want July to be over. Bite's been tough. It's the middle of summer, so we expect it to be tough, but we are still catching fish. There's a lot of fish being caught. Of course, you know, with your Table Rock Fishing Intel Pro membership and hopefully your pro subscription to the app, you can see we do have guys out there doing reports almost on a daily basis. Well, actually on a daily basis. We got a lot of reports coming in, a lot of info, a lot of stuff to help you catch more fish on Table Rock Lake. So we appreciate you being members. But if you're going to come down, you want to hire a guide, give me a call. It's Focus Fishing Guide Service. You can reach me at 417-860-4743 or hit my website, focusfishing.com, where you can either book online, just shoot me an email. Either way, I get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching the videos, guys. Again, check out the app on the Play Store or the App Store. It's Fish Recon. Check out the app. You guys get it for free. You might as well download it and use it. It's a lot easier to use on your phone or your tablet than using the regular mobile version of the website. So check out the app. Thanks for watching the video. Can't wait to hear from you. We'll see you on the web.